Hey guys, what's up? How ya doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about RWBY Ice Queendom, which is on episode 11, or RWBY Hyosetsu Teikoku, you know? So if anything else, let's just get this started. We have to it that Negative Weiss and Negative Blake are clashing against each other tremendously, and they seem to be on par with each other. After the opening, of course, we have to it that eventually Weiss was having trouble trying to fight against the nightmare that has the center of the nightmare, you know? As for Yang, she ends up clashing against the Nicholas statue, I believe, and she ends up destroying it, but not before entering a memory lane or a backstory or seeing a flashback of Weiss talking to her grandfather, you know, and how her grandfather tells her that in order for you to become big and powerful, you gotta help others as well, you know. I don't serve myself; I serve for other people in order to help them out, you know. I want you to be that same symbol as I used to be, you know, etc. So eventually, you know, the Schnee family will become a castle that you'll protect. But as time goes on, I want you to inside your heart build a castle with the friends that will soon become your true allies, you know. As for Jean, he ends up taking on that Jacques Schnee evil knight statue with the sword, you know, but he ends up having the mini Weisses and Pyrrha helping him out, and he ends up destroying them, you know, etc. As for RWBY, she ends up actually struggling against the nightmare that she was fighting. She eventually finds out what the nightmare is and shoots her own shadow to locate it. Eventually, we have to it that eventually that RWBY will later on be entangled by the vines, but later on she'll use her powerful ability, which apparently not many of you guys may not know. That's unless you watch the RWBY series. In other words, minor spoiler, she uses some silver eye powers to destroy the Grimm, you know, and ends up destroying the Nightmare Weiss, you know. Eventually, Weiss will later on be free from that nightmare, and later on RWBY will later on get teleported next to Weiss, Yang, and Blake, you know. Eventually, Blake, with the help of Yang, managed to free herself thanks to one single coin whatsoever, and Yang pulling her out. They later on defeat Negative Blake, and then they end up taking on the Nightmare Grimm, and they easily destroyed it, no problem with their powerful teamwork, you know, etc. And so forth. So they end up waking up and Weiss realizes that she's was corrupted by the Nightmare Grimm, you know, which apparently she is feeling embarrassed about and tells them, hey, don't you dare tell this to anyone, you hear me? She even warns John and Pyrrha about it, but John's like, my team already knows what's going on, so it's not going to look so great. And we have to it that everyone finally wakes up, you know, and as for Weiss, she ends up smiling in embarrassment, realizing what has happened, you know. And then we get to see a post-credit scene, which is hilarious, while Weiss is crying about the situation, and then RWBY, Blake, and Yang was saying, hey, don't worry about it, no one's gonna find out, you know. And then Weiss, on the other hand, comes out and says, that's not very freaking convincing, you know. That's not very freaking convincing. How could you even say that? And it's not very convincing, you know, that kind of thing, etc. And we had to it that everyone ends up, the entirety of Team RWBY ends up laughing, and we have to it that hey, you ain't supposed to laugh, you're so freaking mean kind of thing, you know. And then preview the next episode called Best Day Ever, you know, that kind of thing. Which I go oh, that's pretty cute. Finale's gonna shut us off with some kind of relaxing episode. So yeah. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot!